Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Joey TML podcast. How are ya? How
What's
are
up,
ya?
y'all?
How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm great. Tony the Tiger, great, bro. I heard the button.
Today's episode, we wanted to talk about. I brought this idea to Mel, and I wanted us to talk about self-care, and I wanted us to talk about the different forms of self-care, and I wanted us. The intention of this episode would just to validate you guys and or help you guys expand your mind on self-care. So Mel, what is when you think of self-care, how does the media sell us self-care?
Well, most people when they say they're doing self-care, it's mostly grooming, right? Like more
Mm-hmm.
like I'm getting my nails done, I'm getting my hair done, I'm going to get a massage, I'm going to get waxed. I'm going to self-care Sundays. Yeah.
Self-care. You know what's so funny? That I think that falls under a physical self-care, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
think that's aesthetic self-care, because I think physical self-care is being like, it's like, what are you eating and how are you moving your body, and are you working
Right.
out, and are you meditating? So yeah, I agree with you. I feel like the media has this thinking that self-care is go away on an island, get a massage, get your eyebrows and get your hair done, and all of a sudden you love yourself, and I think it's a lot more than that. It's and obviously, honestly, what inspired me to want to talk about this is a book that I'm reading on self-care. Obviously, our content has always comes from a place of wherever we are. And one of the things that has resonated really deeply with me is self-care around when it's time to cut something off or walk away from something,
Mm.
which seems to be a very dominant theme in my life right now, and I'm pretty sure Mel's too. I think first, right, the purpose of self-care is to obviously you can't fill someone else's cup if you don't fill up your own,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can't show up for the people you love in a loving way if you're not showing up for yourself in a loving way. And
Mm.
so even though people think it's selfish to choose yourself, uh quite honestly, I think that is one of the most loving things you can do, is to choose yourself, because how you show up in the world is so much more better. Like how much better do we, to your point, right? So when we get our hair done, eyebrows done, how much better do we feel? We're like, wow, I look cute. Oh, you see me, right? But
Mm-hmm.
let's go deeper. What if we did emotional self-care, right? Like what if we stop talking to the people that make us feel empty? Then
Ooh,
you show up. Yeah, let's talk about that.
the energy vampires cut those people out.
Ooh, energy vampires. Talk about that.
Right. I think choosing, you got to understand who you are
Right.
and what really affects you and how it affects you. And once you realize, hey, look, every time I talk to this person, it's always they're just dumping or venting to me or needing advice that they never take it, and they come back with the problem that just got even worse because they didn't take the original advice. And I'm invested in this because I care about this person. When is are you caring about this person going to be secondary to you caring about yourself, and the effects that that person is having on your energy, on
Yeah.
your vibration, on
Yep.
your progress,
Yep.
on maybe that person's keeping you stagnant or taking away the energy that you would have used on yourself or doing something else that was way more progressive for you.
Taking up space in your fucking mind, making
Oh
you,
man.
I think, remember yesterday we were talking on the phone, and I was telling you that I've decided to work on specifically, and this is a form of self-care, not sharing with everyone like what I'm
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
and just do it.
Right.
And what you said to me, and I'm pretty sure it's verbatim, but that you love that for me, because you just never really know someone's intentions. You don't want someone's limiting beliefs. Hey, I got this thing going on in my life, and then I tell somebody, and then this person like puts their fucking negativity on it, and all of a sudden my timeline is fucking disturbed because I invited, negative energy. That to me is a form of self-care, right? Um, and dang, actually that makes sense why makes a lot of sense why we're talking about this. That's a specific way for me that I'm showing up for myself, because I realize when I share things with people, I get all excited, whatever the case. And if I don't get the reaction I'm looking for, or if I'm overwhelmed or underwhelmed, either way, it takes me off my path. And really, like,
Right.
you know, I'm a recovering people pleaser, and I'm a recovering, uh, uh, human who needed validation in a lot of different ways, and I don't as much as I used to. And so now I'm still trying to like figure out where in my life am I still seeking someone else's validation, and what the fuck can I do to like give it to myself. And so this new era of walking away, I think is a perfect time for me to say this. I stepped away from a 7-year relationship that I've been in for 7 years. And we love each other very much. But I say that because I feel like this relationship wasn't serving my higher purpose anymore. And I realized, if there's anything you guys take away from this, for me, is if you have to look for signs, if you're looking out to the universe for signs to confirm if the person you're with is for you or not, I firmly believe that they're not for you, because you wouldn't be needing to look for signs. You just would know. Right. And there was a point in time in our relationship where I did know we were supposed to be with each other. And then, I don't know, a couple months ago, that knowing evolved to a new knowing. I knew myself in a newer way, which meant that he wasn't fitting that picture in my head. And so your knowing could be true now, but I think it also can evolve. I think it can change. I think your knowing just evolves. Like, I knew that's what I needed then for 7 years. And now I know this person I am today needs liberation, needs freedom, needs to chase his dreams, needs to make things happen, needs to inspire, needs to motivate. But anyways, how about a time that you walked away from something, Mel, that didn't serve you? Could you think of one?
Well, you know, my cutoff game real strong.
Yeah, it is. Her ass won't be talking to you. Could be texting, hey, every day. She'll probably look at the phone and put it right back.
I screen calls, I screen texts, I screen everything. So if I give you that response like Joey, no, okay, yes, you already know by my response time where I'm at with everything.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, most recently, I think, I hate your ass. When I say that, I love you.
I know.
I hate your ass because I feel like our lives always kind of parallel each other in the weirdest ways.
Yeah.
Which is why we've been able to be friends so long, when the outside would seem like we don't have much in common. Our lives are like a mirror sometimes.
Yeah, they are.
So in the recent couple of, I guess, weeks or so, I kind of come to the conclusion, and my partner, we kind of came to that conclusion that I gotta focus on some things. I'm at a pivotal point right now in my life where, I think I've said this on previous episodes, I've been a serial relationship person. I've been in relationships from the moment I started dating at 18. I did not date before I was 18. I was a pastor's kid, and I knew I liked girls, and I did not want to disrespect my parents. So I waited till I was 18 and went to college and explored myself. And ever since then, I was in relationship. I probably have not went 6 months out of my adult life without being in a relationship with someone. And I've learned that I could be a great girlfriend, I could be a great stepmom, I could be a great partner, but I have never learned what I could be to myself. And I've given all of these people the experience of dating me and getting my love as a priority, and I have never given that to myself. So right now, that's just the phase that I'm in. Dating myself, exploring the true self-love and not just self-care, but really, really just the same intention and the same energy and the same priority that I give other people. I'm really trying to give that to myself right now to take me to the next level, so that I can, if the star, if it's written in the stars for me to be with someone, so that I can be the best me ever. Right. Versus me trying to give right now out of what I have, which may be a lack, emotional lack, or whatever it is. I want to be able to give from overflow and not give from lack.
Yeah. You said that and it sparked something in me. I saw a TikTok. I think I might have just posted it 2 hours ago on my IG, but she said, pay attention to your relationships with people, and and the consistency of those relationships with people, that'll tell you where you are, what you need to work on. And that
Mhm.
shit like hit me because I thought of some family members who constantly go through the same thing. No matter how many new people they meet, they go through the same issue with people. And I'm like, yikes, like it's right there. The universe tells you what you need to work on. And so we get so wrapped up in who we are and how important we are. And then that we lack the self-awareness. So I say that to share that a form of self-care is spending time really figuring out who you are, why you feel what you feel, and not only establishing understanding, but like getting to the bottom of it, you know. Where are you blocking love from entering and exiting out of your life? How are your relationships with the people that are closest to you? Where are you holding resentments? You know, who are you not forgiving? That's the real form of self-care. And that didn't come from the book. That actually came from my little old brain, period. um but like you saying that is so true. I feel like I'm in that same place. I feel like we're so parallel. I feel like the journey to self-love and self-discovery, although maybe early 20s was really hard. It was hard because I didn't see an end. I was like, oh my God, am I always going to be this depressed? Am I always going to be this sad? Am I always going to be this fucking disoriented, this chaotic? My life is never going to be consistent. Can't hold a fucking job, can't do this, can't do that. I think now I'm grateful for all those journeys because I feel like the amount of people we've inspired and that we continue to inspire because we choose to embark on this journey of like self-care, self-love, self-awareness. So yeah, the point is, you as a listener, if you're tuning into this for a message, the message being, you know, the power is in your hand to really start changing your life at any given moment whenever you decide you want to. And when people say, I'm tired of being tired, that is a very real statement. I am not neglecting. Someone the other day on Twitter was trying to go back and forth with me, and I like put out their fire. And they were like, oh, that's easier said than done. I was like, yeah, it is, but you still got to get it done.
Mm.
I don't care if it's easier said than done. Yes, it's true. It is easier said than done. Absolutely. But you still got to get it done. It doesn't change the fact. People like to use that easier said than done and like deflect, you know, oh, that's easy for you to say. No, it's not. No, it's not.
I do wanna note, because I think I know our situations, and I know our past, our histories,
Yeah.
and I know that in a previous relationship, any other previous relationship you've been in, had you come to this conclusion, it would not be like this. And same thing for me. Had I come to this conclusion or had, you know, this happen in any other situation, it wouldn't be like this. I think the universe gives you what you need in the times you need it. Um, like, you know, we wouldn't be able to deal with the toxic, oh my God, you're trying to leave me, oh my God, like we wouldn't be able to deal with that, on top of us really being on a path of really just trying to get ourselves in a better place.
Yeah.
Not like we're doing bad, we're not. And that's the reason why we want to get this. Like, I know myself now. I finally know myself. I know my gifts, I know my talents, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, I know my mission, I know what I'm here for. And a lot of people don't know their purpose in life. So when you wake up to that, and sometimes maybe your partner hasn't even woken up to that, I can't let that stop me. I can't, like, Joey knows who he is. Like, you know your mission, you know what you have. And once you wake up to that, no matter what situation you're in, like, you can't let that hinder you from getting where you're going. And to be blessed to have people in our lives that see that see, hey, look, I see the potential in you. I see everything that you're trying to do. I would hate to be the one to hold you back or burden you or stop your growth or your evolution. So let's figure out a amicable way, right, to deal with this situation as adults. And it takes both sides to be able to do that. By no in no way are we, I think I wanted to say this, because in no way are we saying, yeah, when you come to this conclusion, things are just going to be fine and you're going to be like me and Joey and all happy and smiling. And it's only because we're in a situation that wasn't toxic. So that when we came to these conclusions, it also is still not a toxic result.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
could be harder when you're not in that situation though.
But we put in the work in our own toxic traits to heal that so that we
Facts.
could show up in this way. And that is self-care, right? Like we basically got to a place where we're like, you know what, something's got to give, bro. If you keep going through the same thing over and over in every relationship and it ends the same and you're trying to the same partner, I hate to say it to you. No, I don't hate to say it to you. I'm here to say it to you.
Facts. Go. Tell
Go
them.
inside. Go inside. It's inside. There's something you're doing. 9 times out of 10, those red flags that your intuition pew, 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 goes off and gives you, and you ignore it. And then later on down the line, you were right. Like you said, the universe has a weird way of giving you what you need in any given moment. And in divine timing. And I feel like I can think of so many times where like my intuition was telling me something about a person or about a relationship, about a thing, and I ignored it because I was coming from a place of loneliness,
Yeah.
I just wanted some kind of connection. I didn't have I didn't
That's
self-care enough.
That's selfish in the wrong way.
Yes.
You were
Yes.
just telling me about that this week, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
staying with somebody because you're like afraid of being by yourself. That's the wrong kind of selfish. Just a healthy dose of selfishness of me like choosing the right things for myself. And then there's a selfish part of me making a decision that I'm making on my own for two people. Right.
Yeah, facts. Because you're making the other person believe that you care about them in the way that they need, but it's just to temporarily soothe your loneliness.
Yeah.
Also a form of self-care is listening to this podcast. I really mean that. If y'all are here for the buffoonery and also the knowledge and the spirituality, it's because a part of you is seeking, right? And that's, to me, that's a form of self-care. I know me and Mel, we're constantly seeking truth, our truth, other people's truth, the truth. And I feel like there's this hunger for knowledge and thirst for like expansiveness. And in this book that I'm reading, it talks about where is it? It's like 4 different ways to self-care, like physical, social, intellectual, and vocational, right? And I don't want to break all of that down because I think it's all self-explanatory, but like one of the ones that are important, the physical, it's the working out. What are you eating? What are you putting in your brain? You know what I mean? The social one is where I'm at now. It's like I'm really happy with how I show up for my body and my mind, and I'm really happy with how I show up for my spirituality, my emotions. But right now I'm focused on social, the social aspect of my life, and how do I show up self-care? How do I set boundaries? How do I say no to a thing? A good example of that was Wednesday night or Thursday night. I was really, really tired. Someone invited me out and I had to work early the next day. And I was like, I keep saying no to this person. And I felt a weird guilt and shame. Like I said no last time, I keep saying no, but it's not my fault that I'm not fucking drinking. It's your fault. Well, it's your fault that you're drinking. It's not my fault. So I said, you know what, Joey, no, you're not going to feel guilty or ashamed. You're just not. And so I said, no, sorry, that's not the vibe I'm looking for tonight. And that is self-care because you're showing up for yourself. Right. There was a past version of me that would have said yes because I was lonely and I would have went out and then drank, had a good time, and woke up the next day feeling worse, And so this whole entire episode is to inspire you guys to find different ways of showing up for yourself, and whatever the thing that you keep putting off, do it. If you're not going into the gym, go for a walk, move your body. Read a book, call somebody. Instead of calling someone and tell them about your problems, call someone and ask them how they're doing. How are you? Text someone.
Call someone and get them their flowers, right?
Yes.
It don't have to be their birthday. It don't have to be a special day. Call some, with this world being as crazy as it is right now, you never know what could happen to somebody. And that's always kind of been that way too. You just never know. Facts. Why don't you go? There's so many times that I think we have a cool friendship because we can do that with each other. Like we can randomly just say, hey, I appreciate you being in my life, blah, blah, blah. Because God forbid anything happens to either one of us, I am pretty sure it's not like, oh my God, there's so many things left unsaid. No, you know exactly how I feel about you. Like it's nothing left unsaid. Like you already know what's up. It's already there. And I feel so good just to know what to have somebody else know what they mean to you, and to know what you mean to someone else. And not only in romantic relationships, friends, like that homie that's always been there, that cousin that's like a sibling, that like you got to let these people know, that coworker that turned into a friend, that turned into family, let them people know.
Yeah, I challenge. Oh, I love that. I love this. Yes, I challenge me too to I mean, I feel like we do that consistently with each other, and I'm sure we do that for other people, but maybe this week we do something kind for someone, like acknowledge some random person that we haven't, that's been probably, that needs it. because again, that's another form of self-care. When you're sharing kindness, right? Like you experience that. You feel good about those things. I just want y'all to know that, like, yeah, it's cool to drink and go get a massage and kind of run away, distract yourself from your life. But I don't think that that's healthy self-care all the time. I think going to go get your hair done and all that stuff to feel good about how you look is cool. But what about the other parts of your life, the emotional, spiritual, social
Yeah.
aspects? Show up there. And say no to things. Say no. I don't
Say
want to
no,
do this.
say no to things that you've been feeling obligated to say yes to, and then things that you
Mm,
didn't feel like you deserved, things that you didn't feel like, say yes to that shit, right?
yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna, yes, I'm gonna do something for myself today. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna finally, take some time out for myself. Like, yes. So it's a balance. You gotta learn how to change those habits. Those things
Yeah.
that you've been saying yes to and it ain't doing good for you. Hey, look, it's a no-go.
Yeah. Yeah. That was beautiful. I think the things that me and Mel do though for ourselves are like meditating. We'll journal, we'll work out, you know, if I learn something, I share it with her. We'll watch, you know, high vibrational content. What I mean by that is like things that like expand your mind. And also I said this on my IG today, laugh. Like I somehow stopped laughing in the last couple months. I laughed my ass off last night. I told you I was hanging out with somebody and they were offbeat and and I was laughing so hard because their carelessness and their freedom
Yeah.
really was infectious, and it made me get in touch with my inner child because I wasn't worried about, oh my god, did this move look good, do I look stupid doing this? I was just being myself, and I just kept, like, every time I looked at, we just laughing. I couldn't tell you not a damn joke that was said, but I was laughing my ass off. um sorry. But yeah, yeah, laughing is a form of self-care for sure.
It is. Medicine to
But
the heart.
that is all I have for everybody. You want to add anything else to that?
No, I think we hit it, man. Just take care of yourself. And not just like he said, yeah, you could get your nails done, but they're gonna need a fill, eventually. And think about your energy that needs a fill. Think about
Yeah.
your vibration that needs a fill, your inner
Yeah.
child that needs a fill, not just your nails, girl.
Period.
You focus on those things and you're gonna have way longer lasting effects than if you would have did just the superficial self-care stuff. Ain't nothing wrong
Period.
with that. Ain't nothing wrong with those things, right? But it's the deeper stuff that's going to make the biggest difference for you if you actually go beyond the surface.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If
Yep,
you haven't
yep.
followed us on Instagram, we're also the Joey TML podcast on Instagram. The link should be in the description box. And y'all have a good one.
Peace. See you next
Peace.
time.